food. So we get in our list. We've already got the add. We just need to be able to do the edit and delete. Yes, it's not pretty. We're not worried about that. We're just trying to get through the simplest possible choices here. So when we click edit, we're going to come here. We want to be able to do pretty much the exact same thing as add. So I'm going to copy. I'm going to go to edit. We're going to select all and paste. We're going to change this here to say edit. What we're going to do now is we're going to do basically the same thing we did here. We're trying to get all of the tasks, except technically we're not. We're trying to only get one. So what we want to do is look, how are we doing this? So right now, when we click edit, let's edit the pick up some meds and change that. Notice in the URL, it's got an ID equals 3. That is the ID of the field of the task, the to-do list that you clicked on. So what we want to do is, if I was to do a CF dump with URL, let's do that really quick. And I'm going to introduce another tag for you, another debugging tag. So CF dump var equals, and we're going to put 2 pounds, because that means this is going to, we want to see what's inside this variable. We want to see what's inside the URL. I'm going to show you this, CF abort, and what that's going to do, it's going to stop the code from running any further when it hits that spot. So we'll be able to see the dump and it will stop. So if I go back here, and we're actually in edit, we need to remember to change this button, but let's just hit reload. So you can see this URL is showing right there. So now we can come back here. Before I forget, let's go down and change this button to update. And we don't want to insert again, we want to update. So that means we need this file, which will be empty for right this second. So let's go ahead and create update, and then we'll go back to edit. So now we're getting this edit. We have to add the ID, but if we add in the ID and it's not hidden, it will show up on the page as a form with the ID in there. So instead, you make it hidden instead of a text field. That way it will pass from this form to the next page. So that way we can know which item we are trying to edit. So that's why we are doing that. So here we go. We've got this form ready. We've got it getting tasks, but the problem, it's getting all the tasks. So we want to say where ID is equal to URL.id. Now remember, there again, that URL ID, we will be changing it to a CF query. I'll leave it at that. So we will get rid of this up here. Hit save. Now once we get here, we should be able to get the information like we're getting this ID. So we can say value equals pound URL.name pound and then quote. So now we should actually be able to see inside the text the name of the one we're editing. So when we come back here and we hit refresh, it's got pounds around it. Let's go look and see. Ah, I see why. We have to take this query that we've named up here that says tasks, and I'm going to change it to task because technically we're only getting one task currently. So what we want to do for that is I'm going to say we're going to do CF output, because what CF output does is it looks inside of all of this code to find those pounds, and so that it can see if there's a variable that needs to be output instead of the text. Right now it's outputting to that value URL.name with pounds around it. But now that we've got an output around it, and it's not going to be URL. So query equals, I'm glad I thought of that. So now the variable that it's coming from is task. So we can do that. that's where the variable is coming from. It's coming from this select statement, and it's getting all of them. You could change this to say ID, comma, name. When you're coding and you're going along, sometimes certain databases it's better to include just the information you're trying to get instead of showing an asterisk. So that's a little bit further down the road, but I just figured I'd bring it up. So now we've got this. So let's go back here and hit refresh. So now we can see it. It did change pick up to get some meds. So let's just simply say get ice cream. Now before we hit update, we want to go to the update page. Let's just simply say update, save it, and now we're going to submit this form. So why don't we, under the word update, cf dump variable, and we're going to put pounds in here, and we're going to say we want to update the form. So all the fields that are coming from the previous page are in a form variable. So we want it to dump all those out. So if I go back here and I hit update, so now you can see the 3, that was that hidden one, and you can see where we typed to get ice cream. So now we want to do like we did the insert, except not an insert. We want to do an update. So if I come down here and paste this in, we do want the insert. We want to do an update of tasks. We want to say, I want to, here, let me do this. I want to set the variable name equal to this form, but I don't want it to be just any, I don't want it to change all of them. I want to say where the ID is equal to the form.id. So now it will only update the ones that match the form ID. Now, the reason this one has single quotes around it, it's because it's a string. This one down here is an integer, and it's going in as an integer. So what we want to do is get rid of the dump, the word update, because once we're done doing this, and we need to change this, call it update. We don't have to, but it just makes it nice so that you know what's going on. So what we're going to do is right after the update, we want to go back to the index. So let's go back and let's hit refresh since we put get ice cream. And we're saying, you want to submit this data again? Yes, I do. So now, instead of get meds, it says ice cream. So if I want to change this get milk to get milk with uppercase letters, I can. And boom, now we've got the add, we've got the edit. Now, let's add in, let's edit dog food, make it a case, capital case as well, just for the fun of it. So I can say uppercase D, and I'm going to copy this. I'm going to hit update. So what if I was to say I want another one? Now I have 2 of them. I need to delete one of them because I don't need both of them. So let's work on the delete. So on the delete, we're going to simply go here to delete. When they hit the edit and they go here, we need to do the exact same thing almost as this. We want to delete it. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to say delete as this title. And we're going to say delete from tasks. We're not setting anything, so we can just leave the form ID right there. Now, the difference is this is like edit. It's coming from the URL. If you go back and look at here, you can notice on the down here at the bottom, when you look down here where the arrow is, when I point at this down there, it's got ID equals 4. Each one of these URLs have the ID of the application. So what we're going to do is we're going to change this from form, because it's not coming from a form now, it's coming from a URL to URL. So now we can come back here and we can click delete and it gets here and crashes. So let's go see. What did I do? Oh, I misspelled delete. There you go. So now I can go back. I can click dog food again. It still crashes. Let's see. Delete task where ID equals here. Let's do this. So when you start having troubles, you want to do cfdump var. That's a common one to do. You may sometimes do other things, but let's just do this for now. So we want that. Now, I'm going to show you another thing. I showed you cfabort earlier, but abort equals true. If you want, depending on your situation, this is useful when it's only one abort, one dump, and one abort. If you're going to abort, if you're going to do a dump of 3 or 4 or 5 different things, then you might take the last one and abort. Or you might do the cfabort by itself so you can move those others around without having to worry about having this abort equals true. So let's first see if I'm right about this URL, which I should be. But let's just refresh. It's going to say the ID is equal to 5. So delete, let's see here, delete tasks. Delete from tasks. Is that? I think that might be right. Let's see here, refresh. Okay. So what you can do is you can say delete, you can write SQL delete a record from a table. And then you will get all kinds of different queries and stuff. Delete from where? So we should be good. Delete from tasks where ID equals, let's see here. Let's delete that and go hit this right here. So it worked. So I can say add mistake, and now I can delete it. So now you've accomplished the beginning of a to-do list. It is obviously the most simple to-do list and the ugliest to-do list. Well, maybe not the ugliest, but pretty close to the ugliest to-do list. I will work on another video taking this and adding in CF query params, adding in a look and feel. I will probably pick Bootstrap 5 to help you create a good look and feel. And little by little, we'll come up with a way that you can make this look really nice. And we'll also make a couple different changes, like maybe have the add form, since it's only one field, getting the name, be on this page instead of on another page. You shouldn't have to click add and then type it in. You should just be able to type it in up here and hit add. I also have a few other ideas of things, but let's stop here and we'll work on the next step. If I went too quick or if I didn't explain enough, please ask questions and let me know, because I'm used to coding more than I am used to explaining. So I'm trying to start building these videos and making them as simple as I can so that a beginner who's trying to learn ColdFusion so they can pick up a job in ColdFusion, they will have a way to learn. And also, I then want to increase the ways that you can make it look better and to make it more friendly to work as to what you should be doing, because a CF query param is a requirement for most places, because that helps stop SQL injection. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and I will work on another video another time. Let me know what your thoughts are. Thank you.